My name is Black Coffee. I'm a South African DJ and a music producer. Out here in Miami, I came for a gig at the Electric Pickle last night. Did a 7-hour set. Being there last night was really cool, you know, and you know, it was such an experience for me as well, because I had to sort of like prepare like for a long time for the set, because I was playing for long and I was playing alone, which was also cool in terms of just me showcasing what I love as a DJ, what I play in different venues, basically, you know, starting from the very deep and soulful vocal house, you know, to very minimal tech house, tribal, you know. It was really cool for me. I'd actually learned a lot from playing last night. I've always been drawn into music as a kid. I've always just loved music, and I think then the only expression to it was to dance as a kid. You know, I just used to love dancing, and you'd find me as a kid wherever there's loud music. You know, in the township, that's where I'll be. I remember in my township there was a guy who used to collect music, you know, and had this big ghetto blaster, and every time when he buys new music, he'll go get me, you know, to come dance to it. You know, every time he has a new, he used to buy cassettes, he'll go to my house and get me and my cousin, you know. And, you know, I used to love, I just used to love music. And when I was in school, they introduced a music class, and for the first time, then I enrolled in that class. I was part of the class. I couldn't sing, I couldn't play piano, but I just knew that I wanted to be there, you know. And I was in that class all the way until I finished high school. We had our own bands. I was in the choir. We had our own gospel / Take Six, Boys to Men kind of bands, you know. From there, I went to study music at university level. I studied jazz music, but I was DJing on the side as well, you know. And I'm still in high school. I started DJing. We were still using cassettes even then, you know. So I've always been surrounded by music my entire life.
I'll find you. I'll find you.
South African sound is something quite unique. I've seen now, I mean, with everyone that's blowing up out of South Africa, not just in house music, people connect to it, you know, whether it's the Blackjacks or the Palatones, or there's a lot of guys, I mean, Freshly Ground, Lyra, all the artists that are from there, they have so much substance, you know. We turn up, people listen, you know, and it's something we were never aware we possessed, you know, because we were always confined in our space, and in our space there's just so much music. There's so much music in South Africa. We have 11 different languages, 11 different cultures. You know, everyone is bringing in, each culture has its own different vibe, and only now we're starting to also realize that, wow, we have something special, man. So we're starting now to explore and collaborate and start working in the world, you know. So to me, South African sound is something very soulful, very musical, very different. It's not confined into any scene, you know. In one album, you'll hear so many different things, you know. That's why we are, because we're influenced by so many different things as musicians there, you know. So we bring so many different elements.
To the highest power.
Um, my family played a very big role for me. First of all, this whole DJing thing in South Africa, it hasn't been going on for the longest time. You know, we we still learning. You know, we're still learning a lot of things. Most of the DJs are young. Um, um, there hasn't been a lot of guys that are like family orientated, but being DJs at the same time. You know, so it's been all trial and error. You know, moving forward. But I think one thing I've always wanted is like to have like a stable background, like a stable home where DJing is just work. You know, when I'm home, that's what happens. I'm a dad. I take my kids to school. I pick them up from school, and on weekends, then I wear my Superman, cape, and I'm someone else. You know, so they inspire me a lot because I also want them to have a life that I didn't have. So a lot of work that I do, I do it for them. You know, to give them a better life. And yeah, so they drive me, man. They're the engine. They are the reason I'm doing what I'm doing, more than just the love of music. I'm working on an album. Really, really excited about it. Planning to release it in Europe end of June, Europe and America, and then in South Africa end of July. I really want this album to be special. I'm a bit behind with work, but I'm trying as much as I can to push. I'm trying to do as much collaborations with artists, not just from South Africa, and artists from outside. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. This year, album release, singles out, remixes. Then next year we do the traveling, the touring, the gigs. Yeah.